Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in my last video in this series, we built the entire dashboard. It looks a little bit crude right now, so we are going to add some of the styling features on this. But before that, let's look at some of the interesting aspects. So you can see on top that we have all the important KPIs in terms of net sales, margin percentage, average basket value, and average unit price. What does this tell me about my business? It tells me that my margin percentage is pretty decent, and I have some numbers like average unit price and average basket value that I need to keep track on as we go and build our business. And these are the KPIs on which I can set some targets for my, let's say, from top down we can set some targets set. For example, in my next year I want to increase my margin percentage to, let's say, 25, or my target this year has to be minimum 20%, and anything below that is not a good performance, or anything above that is okay performance, and so on. And then if we look at the net sales per product, this chart, uh, in the last episode we I wanted to show what the drill down capabilities that is available on this because of our product hierarchy. So once you see here, you will see that dairy, personal care, and staples are our three categories, and staples and dairy are contributing to the biggest margin, or to the biggest net sales across all the regions. Now, if I go in, click on staples, and then I see there is a drill down capability which is available. So it will show me all the products that are in the staples category, which is these two subcategories, which is grains and spices. And I can even go further down and I can see the individual materials that is there within the spices. Okay, my battery is going down, but I think we have enough to sustain this video. Now, if I go back, I can go drill up, and I can again drill up. But notice while I'm drilling down, the effect is happening within this particular chart. It is not happening for all the charts. So how can we make sure that if I select a particular product category here, all the numbers or all the charts get updated specific to that particular category? And that is a powerful linked analysis feature that is available with every chart. So you click on the right here, and then you go on more options, you select linked analysis, and you do some settings for that linked analysis. So what does it mean? It says it is going to do a net sales per product. There will be a linked analysis, and whenever I click or do a drill down, it is going to apply only to this widget, or all widgets in the story, all widgets in the page, or only selected widgets. So for now, I will go and select, let's say, all widgets in the page, and then I will click on filter on data point selection. Let's see if I apply this setting. Now what happens? So now I'm going to look at dairy. So as soon as I've selected dairy, you saw the net sales only for dairy. What is the margin percentage for the dairy products? What is the order count and average basket value? And what is the average unit price? Beautiful, isn't it? And you look at the geolocation as well. Now it's showing me that Bangalore is doing a net sales of 14,000, which is lower, which is very high, because the size of the bubble tells me about the net sales. And Mumbai is not doing too many sales for dairy product. Delhi is doing slightly more sales than Mumbai. And the interesting thing is that the margin on dairy, as you can see with the color of the geolocation chart, that if I have red color, the margin is high. If I have blue color, the margin is less. So the dairy product is not giving, or I should say that Bangalore is doing a lot of business for dairy product, which is giving not too much margin percentage. Delhi is doing less business, but they are doing good margin. And Mumbai is even doing better margin, but they are doing net less sales. That's a very powerful insight. Let's now look at personal care. Mumbai is doing highest in personal care. Bangalore is less, and Delhi Delhi has not done any business on personal care, which is interesting because personal care actually has a very high margin. So if I go down in my chart and I see personal care has a very high margin percentage, right? It is in the 30s, but Delhi is not doing any business in personal care, which means Delhi is actually moving a lot of products which are having less margin. That is also a very powerful insight, and we have to look at that particular problem. And the same thing is highlighted here. If you see in the scatter chart, I have Bangalore store, which has done about 4,000 or 5,000 business, but the margin is very high. Even for Mumbai, the margin is high because they are doing business for the personal care product, a larger business for personal care product. That's a very interesting insight. And now I want to show another feature here, which is for, let's say, and before that, we look at in our last video, we could not get the color for the chart here for our bubble chart. So the way to add that was to use the store ID as the color. So I added, let's say, for example, if I remove this, what was our situation? Our situation was all these stores were showing in the same color. To use different colors, I need to select a dimension for the color, and that will be my store ID. So now I have different colors for that, and the color palette you can choose from here. So I think that was good enough, but I'll choose this, let's say, for example. So you can play around with the colors and different elements on this. But I think this is not good. Let me add this one itself. Yeah, this was nice. All three are in different colors. So you can see that even though all my stores are doing almost similar business, but Bangalore is obviously leading in terms of business, but Mumbai is leading in terms of margin percentage. So the margin percentage for Mumbai is higher. Delhi is actually below on both categories. It is below in terms of margin percentage, and it is lagging behind in terms of uh, your net sales as well. So Delhi is coming out as a problem, and Mumbai and Bangalore are actually quite good winners in this case right now. So we have the cost of goods sold and my scatter plot here. So I want to show two more important features. So on a trend chart, so let me just readjust this a little bit. On a trend chart, we have a really nice possibility of, let's say, adding references or variances. So let's see if I go to the chart add-ons. Within the chart add-ons, there is something called as a variance. So what I can do here is within the net sales and cost of goods sold, I can show a variance, and it will show me at every dimensional point what is my variance. Is it a positive one or a negative one? So let me look at that, how to add this. So my variances are coming here across the cost of goods sold and net sales. But I think before adding this, let's see if I can. So I'm going to say that compare the net sales against the cost of goods sold. Wow, beautiful. Look at this. So the comparison has come in here, and I am going to show the variance not as a bar but as a data label on the line chart itself. Yeah, this is nice. Now all the variances are here highlighted as the data points with compares net sales and cost of goods sold. Beautiful. So I think this is enough for now. I would love you guys to practice all of this and let me know what you think about it. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Thanks for sticking around with me. In the next video, we are purely going to focus on the styling aspects and make it look like an enterprise grade dashboard. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.